Donald Trump signs America's largest arms deal, and it's with Saudi Arabia. And during this entire process, he makes this speech and he talks about God's judgment and how he believes that it's his job to protect America at all costs. And he seems to be giving Saudi Arabia a very light threat just in case they, I don't know, decide to turn on us. I want to show y'all this video. Plus, I want to show you guys a couple of more videos, including the way that Donald Trump shakes hands. And I know that sounds weird, but it's going to tie together. And I want you to stay to the end of this video because I'm going to elaborate more on the arms deal based off an article that I've seen. And this is for those people that, suck at keeping up with politics like me. I got to read stuff after it comes out. So let's go ahead and hop into these videos.
My preference will always be for peace and partnership whenever those outcomes can be achieved. Always. It's always going to be that way. Only a fool would think otherwise. In recent years, far too many American presidents have been afflicted with the notion that it's our job to look into the souls of foreign leaders and use U.S. policy to dispense justice for their sins. They loved using our very powerful military, and now it's really the most powerful it's ever been. We just are getting a budget approved, $1 trillion, highest budget we've ever had in history for military, $1 trillion. And we're getting the greatest missiles, the greatest weapons. And, I hate to do it, but you have to do it because we believe in peace through strength. You have to have the strength, otherwise bad things could happen. But hopefully we'll never have to use any of those weapons. Seems to be an awfully big waste of money if you're never going to use them, but hopefully we'll never have to use them because the destructive power of some of those weapons are like nobody's seen before. I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America, and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. That's what I really want to do. I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States or to help defend our allies.
So, yeah, that definitely sounded to me like, who else would he be talking about? Why would he, say that? It sounds like he's letting Saudi Arabia know, like, hey, look, we got a lot of power and a lot of tools to get the job done. That's Trump's, that's the way that he talks. It seems like he's, always been straightforward. And, he doesn't shy away from saying what's on his mind. This is him. And let me just say this real quick, okay? Whether or not you like Trump, that's your prerogative. But he is our president. And it's important to understand what our president is doing and the changes that he's making and the things that he's enacting and just everything that he's doing. He's the president of the country that we live in. This is him getting a standing ovation in Saudi Arabia. There's Elon Musk in the back of this leader of Saudi Arabia who used to be someone of interest in America that we didn't really trust. So kind of now he's the leader of, this country, and it's kind of crazy. But let's check this out.
Optics could not be more different. Same country, different president, but a whole new era. President Trump received nothing short of a rock star welcome in Riyadh. In a break of protocol, he was greeted personally on the tarmac by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and received with full ceremonial honors, including a fighter jet escort. No fist bumps, just a firm handshake from the Saudi leader in waiting, a confident host now out from the cold. Once inside the royal court, Trump sipped traditional Arabic coffee before the who's who of Wall Street rubbed shoulders with Saudi ministers and CEOs. Tesla's Elon Musk, BlackRock's Larry Fink, AMD's Lisa Su, Nvidia's Jensen Huang, and OpenAI's Sam Altman all fronting up to the US-Saudi investment conference.
We've never had anything like this happen. It's an explosion of investment and jobs, and great companies are coming in. Never seen anything like it. There's No better place to make a future or make a fortune.
So far, the US has secured an historic $600 billion investment commitment from Saudi Arabia, marking what the White House calls a new golden era of partnership. Central to the agreement is a record-breaking $142 billion defense deal aimed at bolstering military cooperation between the two nations. On optics alone, Trump's visit marks a reset of America's leadership in the Gulf, even if challenging foreign policy questions remain unresolved. His tour now shifts here to Qatar, where he's aiming to secure further investments and deepen diplomatic ties. Dan Murphy, CNBC, in Doha.
Seems like Donald Trump's trying to work up a deal with them simply due to the fact that they're extremely filthy rich. And, you know, a quote comes to mind where it says, keep your friends at a distance and your enemies close. And I think that that is Trump's motive, because he also did the same thing with North Korea by going to North Korea and, you know, shaking hands and speaking to Kim Jong-un back in his first presidency.
Here's why Donald Trump shakes hands with leaders at every meeting. This gesture is more than just a greeting. It's a sign of authority. Donald Trump has developed a signature handshake style that involves firmly grasping the other person's hand and pulling it sharply toward him. This seemingly harmless movement actually serves to assert one's power and symbolically gain the upper hand from the first contact. This gesture, observed during several official meetings, has often disconcerted other leaders, such as Shinzo Abe, the Japanese Prime Minister, who had expressed some discomfort with this prolonged and intense handshake. According to body language experts, this way of pulling the other's hand aims to unbalance and mark territory, thus projecting an image of strength and determination. Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, was able to counter this technique by maintaining his own space, a move that was hailed as a symbolic victory over Trump. This type of behavior speaks volumes about Trump's leadership style. He seeks to gain an early advantage by transforming an act of courtesy into a gesture of power.
So he's even doing it to billionaires. You know what I mean? This is crazy. It's definitely a move of, I see myself as a leader over you. I see myself as, you know, having more power than you. I think that's definitely what that means. Now, whether or not he does it to the wrong person, I don't know. But he's America's president. I would rather see, if I'm just being honest, I would rather see our president do something like that than to be very soft with other countries and leaders, because then it makes America look soft. So if you want to make America look tough, you have to be the face of America. So you have to look and be tough. So it does make sense. Is it dangerous? It could be. It makes sense, though. Let me show y'all a video of Donald Trump in his younger years talking about the presidency.
For some people, the ultimate goal in life has been becoming the President of the United States. Would you like to be the President of the United States?
I really don't believe I would, Ronna, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Most people who are capable are not running for office. Most men are frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a shame. The most capable people are not necessarily running for political office, and that is a very sad commentary on the country. They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Why wouldn't someone like yourself run for political office? You have all the money that you possibly need. You've accomplished a great deal, even though you are only 34. I know there's a lot of things that you possibly can do in the years ahead. Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it as somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much. I mean, the Abraham Lincolns of the world. Abraham Lincoln would probably not be electable today because of television. He was not a handsome man, and he did not smile.
Okay, so this says President Donald Trump has said the U.S. has no stronger partner than Saudi Arabia during his first major foreign trip, a whirlwind visit of Gulf countries mainly focused on shoring up investment. Speaking in Riyadh, I don't know how to say that word, the U.S. president also pledges to lift all sanctions against Syria, saying it was now time for the country to move forward with a chance at greatness. Day one of the tour saw the U.S. and Saudi Arabia announce a $142 billion arms deal, as well as other investments that the country's crown prince, so that's what he is, a crown prince, said could eventually be worth $1 trillion. Trump has also made Saudi Arabia the first foreign stop during his first term in 2017. The rest of his trip will include stops in Qatar and the UAE. It says Trump flew to the Gulf to strike financial deals and argued in his speech that it is through this kind of commerce and economic development that the Middle East would transcend violence and division. Underscoring his commitment to deal-making, Trump was joined by a number of business leaders, including billionaire ally Elon Musk, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, and NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. So he brought all of these huge business leaders with him to Saudi Arabia because his mission there was for business-related matters. The high-profile executives are meeting a Saudi Arabia eager to diversify its oil-rich economy by increasing its artificial intelligence capabilities. So I guess what? Are we getting some oil and they're getting AI? That seems like that's what that means to me. Mr. Huang announced during the visit that NVIDIA will sell more than 18,000 of its latest AI chips to Saudi company Humane. So we're selling them AI chips. During his address, Trump said it was his dream to have Saudi Arabia join the Abraham Accords, a deal brokered in his first administration that saw relations between Israel and some Gulf countries normalized for the first time. So he wants to make them a part of this Abraham Accords deal. But his good friend Mohammed bin Salman has made it clear that that will not happen until there is a permanent end to the war in Gaza and a clear path to Palestinian statehood. There's a limit to what this friendship can deliver. Trump only briefly addressed the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. He told those in attendance that people in Gaza deserved a better future, which had been held back by Hamas choosing to kidnap, torture, and target for political ends, a reference to the 7th October 2023 attack on Israel, which had been held by Hamas choosing to kidnap, torture. Dang, he said that in front of them. Trump also announced he was lifting sanctions on Syria to improve the country's new government, a move he suggested was requested by Mohammed bin Salman. Oh, what I do for the crown prince, the U.S. leader said. Okay. That's pretty much why Trump was in Saudi Arabia. He's trying to create investments with Saudi Arabia in their leadership there. Definitely risky. I don't want to dive into Saudi Arabia and the controversy between them and 9/11 and all that, but there's definitely controversy between that. I think that's the reason why we haven't been there. Well, we haven't been there since 2000, but definitely crazy. I just wanted to give you guys some information on this. The reason why, and I also wanted to look at it myself just because I seen this in an article and I seen that video of him speaking on judgment between, God and how God, he's supposed to protect America and all that mess. So yeah, regardless of your stance on Trump, as a Christian, I think the best thing to do is just to continue to pray for him, that he would make proper decisions, that he would stand by his word, that he would have the interests of his citizens at heart. And yeah, man, I hope that this deal can strike some good. Maybe it can boost our economy. I hope continue to boost our economy. But they definitely risky. Saudi Arabia, they definitely risky. Yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. Please be respectful, guys, okay? If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video. My name's Aaron Page. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Until next time, I'm out.